Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy, live here on the WHS Network here on YouTube.com. Coming on here a little bit earlier here this evening. This is senior night tonight out here from Raider Gymnasium. So we wanted to give all of you some information before we get started here tonight. The JV game is still going on. That's about to end here in just a moment. But nevertheless, we are going to be having our senior night festivities going on before this varsity match up here this evening, in which we will have the mic on. I'm doing the PA announcing, but I just wanted to let all of you know that we'll have all the senior night festivities coming up right here on the WHS Network, so make sure stay tuned in for that, and we'll be back with more right after this. Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, as we get things started here tonight with our senior night festivities. Again, we appreciate you all for joining us here tonight. So we'll start off here with our first senior this evening, Wapahani manager, Alec Perry. His parents, Tori Winningham and John Perry. His activities while attending Wapahani include 3 years of grad, 1 year student council, 1 year men's volleyball, 3 years of baseball manager, 1 year of volleyball manager, and 2 years soccer manager. His future plans are to go to college and major in something really cool, have 2 kids, and hopefully be the owner of the Selma Pizza King. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Alec Perry. Next, we have Miss Emma Shuck. Her parents are Mike and Tammy Shuck. Her activities while attending Wapahani include 4 years of varsity volleyball, 4 years varsity softball, 1 year basketball, 4 years grad, 4 years of Red Rose Club, 2 years student council, 2 years children's clothing drive director, also 2 years National Honor Society, 2 years freshman mentor, and 1 year of peer tutoring. Her future plans are to go to college and study architectural design, marry the love of her life, have 2 adorable babies, design her own mansion, and make lots and lots of money. And so then she can travel the world with her perfect family. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Emma Shuck. Our next senior, Miss Olivia Smith. Her parents, Billy and Marcy Smith. Her activities while attending Wapahani include 4 years of volleyball, 4 years of softball, 1 year of basketball, 3 years Riley Club, 4 years of RAD, 4 years of Red Rose Club, 2 years of National Honor Society, also Youth Salute, and 2 years of FCA. Her future plans are to play volleyball in college and become an elementary school teacher, while somehow becoming rich, get married, and have many kids that she can afford. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Olivia Smith. And our final senior this evening, Miss Allison Stewart. Her parents, Heidi and Brady Keever and Chad Stewart. Her activities while attending Wapahani include 4 years of varsity volleyball, 4 years varsity softball, 4 years of Raiders Against Destructive Decisions, 2 years of National Honor Society, 1 year of Red Rose Club, and 1 year of Riley Club. Her future plans are to go to college in the fall, to major in nursing, marry the love of her life, have kids, and live the yeehaw life. Also, on a side note, she did want to mention here this evening a very special note that she wanted me to share with all of you fine folks. As a little girl, she had dreamed of being a part of the Wapahani volleyball program. Allison wants to give a big thank you to everyone who has made that childhood dream a reality for her as long as God intended it to be. Over the past 4 years, she has been blessed with an abundance of older and younger sisters, and she has gained during this Wapahani volleyball experience. The Wapahani volleyball team is her second family and a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Allison Stewart. Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for our 2020 class, your Wapahani Raiders. Alrighty, good evening there, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is Brandon Morvillis alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Again, live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Again, here with Lady Raider Volleyball here on senior night with the 3-11 Muncie Central Lady Bearcats as they take on your 19-1 Wapahani Lady Raiders. Again, here from beautiful Raider Gymnasium in Selma, Indiana. Again, we appreciate you all for joining us here this evening. We hope all of you got a great video, and hopefully my announcing you was able to hear clearly here this evening. But we wanted to make sure and get all the senior night festivities on the air. It's very important for us to be able to do so. These fine young ladies have contributed a lot, not only to this volleyball program, but to the school and their communities. And we just want to make sure and recognize them just one more time. Obviously, we do that all the time with broadcasting their games, but a little bit more in depth. They're all special young ladies. Also, a young man there with Alec Perry, the manager here for Wapahani. They've always meant a great deal to not only the volleyball program, but the school, the community, and we want to make sure and share that with all of you fine folks out there. So we appreciate you for staying tuned in with us there. We had a little brief pause in the action there. We had to wait on a few people to get here for the senior night festivities. But nonetheless, was able to get it going, and I think it went rather smoothly. So anyway, we get here to tonight's ball game. And, it's really a situation where, Wapahani coming off of a very big win, big wins, I guess I should say, when we took on, Columbus North as well as Mount Vernon, and the East Central Wildcats on Saturday. Wapahani was able to go 3 for 3 there on the day, and a very, very big win there for us. Yeah, so now you come back out here tonight, you play against a Muncie Central team that record-wise, we're not, obviously up to par, I'm sure, where they would like to be, but still, nonetheless, we've got to come out here, be prepared, be ready to play, and hopefully minimize our mistakes. You come off of a very good weekend there at the Muncie Central Invitational, claiming the championship there, and continuing to have a great season at this point, 19-1. We've played some very good teams along the way. Had a very busy week last week, most notably in our big victory at Alexandria. They are ranked number 5 this week in the latest Class 2A polls. While Wapahani is now still number 2 in 2A. But that was a big win for us on the road at Alexandria. Even though we really didn't play all that well, we still found a way to get the job done. And then, like I said, with the competition that we played against on Saturday, I'm sure it gives your Wapahani Lady Raiders, continued confidence here. And I think that's one thing with this team that, or for that matter, any team, you can never have too much confidence, but you get to this part of the season where, especially this week, is going to be another very busy week here for Wapahani. You got to have all the confidence in the world. You come out here tonight against Muncie Central. Tomorrow night we're back here at home against Union. So make sure stay tuned in with that. And then later on this week, starting on Thursday, will be the Delaware County Tournament, in which Wapahani will take on a very, very good Cowan Blackhawks team in the first round of the 2019 Delaware County Volleyball Tournament. So you got some very stiff competition, especially on Thursday, but you can't forget about these two games and how important these are. And to come out here on your home floor, you got to find a way to get the job done. And hopefully it all starts again here this evening, and we continue to push our nice little winning streak here that we've had going and keep trending in the right direction and playing hard and playing together and playing the right way. So we'll see what happens. Nevertheless, we have roughly about 15 minutes to go here of the pregame. Obviously, a very extended pregame here this evening than what we usually have. Usually only about a 6 or 7 minute pregame. is the usual amount of time. So we're going a little extra here tonight. I'm not going to try to stay on the air too much. I don't want to bore all of you out there because I'm sure you guys will hear my voice enough throughout the ball game. But again, we appreciate you for joining us here on this Monday night of Lady Raider Volleyball here as they take on the Muncie Central Lady Bearcats. We'll step aside. We'll be back here with the Raiders Live pregame, again presented by the Liberty Perry Alumni Association.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
Need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Again, with our Raiders Live pregame presented by the Liberty Perry Alumni Association. Pardon me with that. There we had a little brief audio issue, but nonetheless, did want to give you guys the updated information again on the 2019 Delaware County Volleyball Tournament. We're going to post something about it tomorrow as far as the bracket and everything else, but we thought we'd just go ahead and release some information there with you, or to all of you fine folks out there. The first round, again, will begin this coming Thursday, October the 30th. First game starts at 6 p.m. as the Yorktown Lady Tigers will take on the Westdale Lady Warriors. So, big matchup there. Yorktown, obviously a heavily favored team coming into the county tournament to win it all. We'll see what happens, at least with that situation. Obviously, Westdale, I'm sure, thinking other ideas. But again, that first game will be coming up on Thursday at 6 p.m. The second game of the night will be featuring your Wapahani Lady Raiders as they take on the Cowan Lady Blackhawks. That's going to be a start time around 7:30 or so there for that one. So make sure, come on out, support the Lady Raider volleyball team every game, but especially here during county tournament week. we need to pack the stands and make sure that everybody hears all of you Raider fans out there loud and clear. Now, the winner of the Yorktown-Westdale game will then take on Delta on Saturday at 11 o'clock. That will be the first semifinal game of the day. So again, Delta versus the winner of Yorktown and Westdale at 11 o'clock. Then the winner of the Wapahani and Cowan game will then play Daleville Saturday afternoon around 12:30, 1 o'clock for that one, with the 2019 Delaware County Tournament Volleyball Championship game at 7 o'clock. So again, that will be held on Thursday and Saturday, the Delaware County Volleyball Tournament. Again, like I said, make sure, please come out, pack the stands here for us. Now, unfortunately, I will say this. We are not allowed to broadcast any county tournament games. It's been that way now for, I would say, roughly 5-6 years now. Just unfortunately, just not able to do it. We have to be allowed to do it, and we're unfortunately not given permission to do so from the Delaware County Athletic Association. So that's the reason for that. Again, it's been the same way as it has been over the past 5 or 6 years, but we did want to let all of you know it's just not, that we don't want to do it, because believe me, we would love to broadcast the county tournament for every sport if we could, but unfortunately we're not allowed to. So, however, we will still be here. Obviously, we got to be here to announce all the games anyway, with PA announcing that I do. But myself and Redbeard will still be here keeping all of you updated on our Twitter and Facebook pages on Thursday and, God willing, Saturday as well, as long as we can get there. But again, big part of the season right here. Obviously, we've had about 4 busy weeks in a row, and this is definitely probably the more important of all of them as of right now, with county tournament coming up. Got another busy week next week to close down the season. Just a lot of great volleyball to look forward to here from your Wapahani Lady Raiders, and we'll have it right here on the WHS network. So folks, again, we have roughly about 9 minutes or so to go. Yes, that's still quite some time. So again, we'll pause again here for a short break, and then I'll be back on here to wrap up our Raiders Live pregame presented by the Liberty Perry Alumni Association. All right, folks, welcome back here on the Raiders Live pregame presented by the Liberty Perry Alumni Association. Again, to wrap things up here, listen, through the first 20 games of the season, we've got 19 wins. We've been very successful, no question about that. These girls have been tested throughout the year with different challenges. Different teams pose a different challenge, no question about that. And, tonight, you come in here to tonight's ball game, obviously being a very big night with senior night, class of 2020 getting recognized here this evening. I'm sure for the senior standpoint, this is obviously a very big game here for them, and should be a very big game here for Wapahani just in general. But you've got to come out here in attack mode from the get-go. You don't want to, play down to any kind of competition or whatever the case. You want to have your A game at all times, and hopefully Wapahani can come out with that here tonight. Again, Central, from a record standpoint, it's, not where they want to be at, but this isn't a team that you can just sleep on here. This is a team that's still going to come out here. They're well coached, a very friendly face on the coaching staff there. Kate Hughes is the head coach for Muncie Central. Her husband used to be a assistant coach out here at Wapahani, a good friend of ours, Kent Hughes. So, they know their stuff, when it comes to volleyball. So this team, even though they might not be performing to their liking so far this year, they're going to be geared up, ready to go. They know that this is a big game, and they know that they have an opportunity to take down a very good team here in Wapahani. So we've got to be prepared and ready to go here tonight, and hopefully we can come away with a big victory again here on senior night. And also we did want to take mention, obviously with this being senior night, this doesn't classify us having our last home game. Tomorrow night we'll be back at home against Union. Not sure exactly 100% why they switched things up, but nevertheless, we did want to make sure and hope that all of you know that to make sure to come back and watch us tomorrow night right here live on the WHS Network. We'll have another conference game right here coming your way from Raider Gymnasium tomorrow evening. Again, that'll be a start time of probably right around 6:45 again for that coming up tomorrow night. So make sure stay tuned. And again, we appreciate you all for joining us, and looking forward to a great night of volleyball here between your 19-1 Wapahani Lady Raiders and the 3-11 Muncie Central Lady Bearcats. We'll be back with more coming up on the WHS Network.
Need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Again, as we'll take a look here at tonight's rosters. First and foremost here for the Muncie Central Lady Bearcats. Number 1, Haley Young. Number 2, Adriana Smith. Number 3, Kalista Twilley. Number 4, Rebecca Johnson. Number 5, Aria Feaster. Number 6, Sarah Billiter. Number 7, Kennedy Bradley. Number 8, Andrea Fisher. Number 9, Taylor Austin. Number 10, Lexi Franks. Number 11, Jasmine Polito. Number 12, Jocelyn Robertson. Number 13, Hannah Norman. Number 14, Mia Jennings. Number 15, Tay Robertson. Number 16, Brooklyn Emberton. The Lady Bearcats are coached by Kate Hughes. We'll get to Wapahani's here in just a brief moment as we get tonight's game underway with Reese Baker there back to serve. Tipped across and down in play. It will be number 12, Robertson, on the attack as Muncie Central will get on the board here first. Number 3, Kalista Twilley back to serve. Roster here for your Wapahani Raiders reads as such. Number 1, Olivia Smith. Number 2, Reese Baker. Number 3, Emily Stewart. Number 4, Gracie Stanley. Number 5, Emma Schuck. Number 6, Ashton Zitgraff. Number 7, Chloe Cook. Number 8, Allison Stewart. Number 9, Mallory Summers. Number 10, Briley Felton. Number 11, Macy Bowden. Number 12, Cameron Wise. And number 16, Cadence Brewer. Again, the manager here for Wapahani, Mr. Alec Perry, and the coaching staff at the helm of it all, Katie Weir, assisted by Paige Williamson, Lindy Davis, and Madison Mangus. So a 2-1 ball game here as we'll see Cadence Brewer now in here for the first time tonight. And Cameron Wise back to serve. Dug out there by Robertson and set right back to her. There's Allison Stewart, now Baker on the Summers. And she'll hit that one into the net. Now a 3-1 lead here for the Lady Bearcats. Again, obviously with Allison Stewart in there. Again, she's been dealing with a little bit of an injury, but seems to be doing a lot better, which is great news. We're hoping that she'll be able to stay out there as long as she possibly can. I'm not sure if there's any kind of limitations or anything of that sort, but nevertheless, we're happy that she's back out there on the floor, and we wish her continued success and hopefully a healthy rest of the way there for her. So 2 hit violation called on Central, point there for the Lady Raiders, and again, Emily Stewart back here to serve. She just came in a moment ago for Emma Schuck. And a serving error there will cost the Raiders a point. Again, here Central's back at it with a 4-3 lead, and back to serve will be number 7, Kennedy Bradley. Stewart to Stewart, on there to Summers, and right there was Emberton to receive the ball, but hit out of bounds that time around by Central. As the Raiders will tie it up again. Here's we'll see Chloe Cook in here. And now we'll have Mallory Summers back to serve. Again, did want to say this as well, in the absence there of Allison Stewart, Macy Bowden really filled some big shoes there as the Raiders with another serving error, shooting ourselves in the foot here early tonight. But Macy Bowden, coming here as a freshman is a very big deal, and they had a lot of success, with her there as the setter in the absence there of Allison. So a great job there by Macy to come in, do a great job. And I'll tell you what, she's a real fine player. She's going to have a very bright future. But as I said, Allison back at it now. It's great to have her back on the floor and providing some senior leadership out there as well. We'll see number 12, Jocelyn Robertson, back in here, as well as number 1, Haley Young. For Muncie Central, again, the Raiders not starting off too hot so far. Down 6-5. Let's hope we can get things started here, as that's going to be mishandled. Cook bringing down the house on that one. Tied now at 6. Speaking of which, now Macy Bowden in here and back to serve. Dug out and now set up here by Twilley on to Robertson. There's Summers. Bowden sets it on the Cook. Bringing it! Back-to-back kills, and the Raiders now lead at 7-6. Emma Shuck returning to action here for the Raiders, and again, Bowden back here to serve. Let's hope that the Raiders can go on a run here, hopefully. Set out to Robertson. Look at Mallory Summers diving through the air, making the dig, and hit out of bounds by the Bearcats, and the Raiders now lead it by 8-6 rather. Got a little ahead of myself. I guess a little wishful thinking, if you will. Twilley sets it, tipped over the net there by Austin. And again, Cook with the answer here so far. There's Summers, Bowden, now to Wise, yes! So a 5-0 run here for Wapahani. The Raiders are right on the money now. Let's hope we can continue to stay in this groove that we're in. Tipped into the net there by Robertson. 11-6 lead. Timeout will be taken here by Muncie Central. So during this time here, again, this will be our Stoops Automotive Group Buick and GMC dealership game break. Again, Wapahani up here by 5, and we didn't necessarily start out the way we was hoping for, but now we've kind of got things kicked into high gear, and hopefully, like I said just a moment ago, keep going in the groove that we're in right here. Also, you really take a look here at some other things that I know we've noticed here of late. Some of our serving has